How's it going, folks? So, there's been a lot of talk about the record of Tim Walz as a service member, and I'm going to chime my 2 cents in on this. See, one of the things I find to be a really uncomfortable topic is the topic of politicians and their service record, because it seems like campaigning tends to poison that well quite a bit. And here's what I mean by this. We're going to take what I know of Tim Walz. He served in the Minnesota National Guard for 24 years and retired prior to deployment in 2005. There are people who would say that absolutely makes him a coward, and the fact of the matter is that doesn't necessarily make him a coward. Uh, if it was a case of, hey, look, I've done 24 years in, and the deployment comes sooner, I'd have definitely gone on it. However, it's not, and I'm probably going to be more of a liability than an asset to my unit. At this point in my life, it's just better for everyone if I drop my retirement packet and retire and not go on this deployment. I'm perfectly fine with that. That is a perfectly acceptable thing to do. It's perfectly an honorable thing to do. However, once you do that, and then you turn around and act as if you did deploy in the global war on terror, at least give people the impression of that. And then your supporters are acting as if you deployed in the global war on terror. That's a problem. That's stolen valor. That's straight up wrong to begin with. There's no two ways about that. And Tim Walz definitely seems like he's been doing that. I mean, in fact, some very things he said in the gun debate, if you call it that, he's led on to believe that he's deployed to combat. That is lying at that point. That's deception. That's stolen valor. That's unacceptable. So, there we have that. What is even another thing that I have a deep problem with is when politicians use their service as a shield for their bad policies and their bad behavior. In fact, anybody using their service as a shield for their bad behavior is in the wrong. And you're not doing the veteran community any favors. Just period. And unfortunately, a lot of politicians do that. And it doesn't matter which party you're in. The second you use your service as a shield for behavior that has nothing to do with your service, you're in the wrong. Period. Just plain simple. I would rather have somebody running for office that did not serve as opposed to somebody who served 30 years, did a couple of deployments, and now they're using their service as a shield against being an absolute scumbag of a human being and having horrible, unconstitutional policy positions. It's why many of us in the veteran community threw our support in for Brandon Herrera in the 23rd district of the Texas primaries when it came to Brandon Herrera versus Tony Gonzalez. Even though Brandon did not serve a day in his life, he was still a better candidate than Tony Gonzalez. And I'll still stand by that. I would take I wish Brandon Herrera would have beat the socks off Tony Gonzalez. Just period. Even though Tony did serve, and I think he's retired. So there you have that. Whenever you sit there and use your service as a means to gain in your political career, you're probably tainting your service. Just to be clear. Next, I want to address Tim Walz's position on the gun control debate, period. Because this whole I'm a veteran and I served and no civilian needs an AR-15 and we need more gun control is just absolutely asinine at this point. The fact of the matter is that your service does not make you an authority on deciding what our gun laws should be. First off, because you know that the vast majority of your veteran friends probably don't agree with you. And furthermore, when you get into the guys who get tasked out, you know, as the instructors, for like your primary marksmanship and stuff like that, who do you rely on? You don't rely on the vet that says, or the service member that says, well, I don't really think people should have AR 15s. That's not who you're relying on. You're relying on the people who probably do own their own guns and probably are very big time firearms enthusiasts. And, if you've ever been in those circles of people who get asked out to teach other soldiers how to shoot again or to just brush up their skills, give them pointers, retrain and stuff like that. They're usually guys like me who own our own AR-15s and think the NFA is bullshit, regardless of a Second Amendment existing or not. Like, even if the Second Amendment didn't exist, our opinion would still be the NFA is bullshit. So that's another reason why I have a problem with some of these vets, especially, if you've been in long enough to make the rank of Master Sergeant and, you were acting Command Sergeant Major. You should know the people you lean on for the technical expertise with your weapons are probably going to be somebody like me who actually is into firearms and actually is more likely to say all gun laws are not only unconstitutional, but just straight bullshit, than you are to have somebody who says, oh, well, I believe in the Second Amendment, but, no civilian should own a weapon of war. So, with that being said, Tim Walz is not only a reason for me to not vote for Kamala Harris, he's a reason for me to vote for Trump at this point. Just specifically because after that crap, I have no desire to see Tim Walz be a VP. And this is even after Kamala's record, which is a different topic as is, but Kamala herself has made it the ethical choice to vote for Trump. That's the topic of a different video. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to let everyone else get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all take her easy out there and have a great day.